I think a lot of people, it's like, one day you suddenly realize that even though you and your friends have been using the same words, you don't mean the same thing by them.
Hmm.
And, you sort of wake up to the fact that you have these radical differences.
Hmm.
People go through their lives, they hear about the Trinity their whole life. But when you sit down and like when you take a seminar on the Trinity in grad school, like I did with Oliver Christ, you read Hasker, he doesn't say the same thing as Craig. Craig doesn't say the same thing as Moltmann. Moltmann doesn't say the same thing as Ronner. Ronner doesn't say the same thing as, Thomas. And
Van Inwagen, Ray.
yeah, exactly. Ray, for example. There are just so many differences among Trinitarian theologians. They are not presenting one doctrine.
Hmm.
What they are doing is they're taking a certain verbal formula from the, Nicene Constantinopolitan Creed and certain other stereotypical formulas, and they're trying to take that verbal formula and fit it within a greater system so that those words have a specifiable meaning. Basically, you take like a shell, which are the words, and fill the shell with something so that you have a jello or a cake or a whatever. They're trying to cook basically with like a pan. They're trying to fill it with something, but they are not making the same product. Like I was saying, that
Hmm.
there is no one doctrine of the Trinity. There are various verbal formulas that people take for granted as expressing the doctrine of Trinity, but those formulas are interpreted so differently among Trinitarian theologians that at the end of the day, like we were saying earlier, it's really just a shibboleth. You prove yourself to be a member of the Trinitarian club because you try to make sense of these verbal formulas, but you don't have to have the same metaphysics at the end of the day as anybody else, which it seems to me is backwards.
Yeah.
Because this is a matter of authority at the end of the day. It's a matter of submitting and acquiescing to ecclesial authorities, which have decided that this is the way to go.